Hey everybody, how you doing? Hope everyone's doing well today. I wanted to shoot a quick video, kind of like talk about a little bit of the things that we're doing, and also if you don't know who I am, a little story about a backstory as to what I've been involved in and how it all translates to where we're at today. So my name is Tony Aponte. I am actually co-founder of um, Noble Vision AI. We're an AI automation agency and we're working with small business owners and incorporating AI with their business. Now, who am I and why should you listen to me? So, step back several years back in 2001, I started my own painting company here in Jacksonville after I moved from Palm Coast. Previously, before that, I did boat building for several years. But whenever the economy took a dump back in 2000, moved to Jacksonville and I started in the painting industry. Shortly after that, I started my own painting company, and I'm the 90% of the work that I did was all through home builders contracts with painting contracts, new construction, and I built it pretty much to where I had about 30 guys that worked for me. I had a contract with about 5 builders here in Jacksonville, and that's all we did. We didn't do any residential work outside of just new construction, just because we were so busy with that. Now, that was doing great until 2008, whenever the real estate boom kind of dropped and all that work went dead stop. At that time, before all that, I used to use Craigslist to just post for jobs. It was just your typical, post an ad in there with a picture of your job and your projects or anything that you've done. And that's how I generated leads, just using Craigslist. I did not know anything about internet marketing. At that point in time, it was just strictly nothing but Gmail is about the extent that I did anything that was dealing with the internet. Now, whenever 2008 hit, I literally lost all those contracts because new construction came to a halt pretty much immediately, and I started needing to get more leads. So I started to delve into a little bit on marketing. How do I market my business? Outside of posting up yard signs on, out on the road, uh, newspaper ads, which I didn't do a whole lot of, but the ones that I did didn't really generate any business for me. Then I actually did a couple of those ads. You've heard of them all, these people calling and, hey, we'll sell you an ad in our magazine that goes into Deerwood Lakes that's exposed to 4,000 homeowners that are going to be interested in your services. Nothing, zilch, nothing, $400 down the drain. I even did another one where I had a sponsored ad in over for Mandarin High School at the for the basketball team. They're going to put your sign up there. Nothing. Another $400 down the drain. Didn't generate a single lead. And so I've tried it all. I've done all the things. Well, eventually I started learning internet marketing whenever the social media started kind of like taking place. Google Ads, SEO, all those things started to really generate buzz as far as how how use that for generating leads. And I decided to hire a company. At that time, it was Yodel, and they did internet marketing for small businesses. And so I had them build me a website, and I signed up for a contract with them to do pay-per-click advertising, and that came out to about $1,000 a month. Now, we did 3 months worth of advertising. I had a website, and out of those $3,000 that I spent for my lead generation, I got 2 leads. One lead was a couple that called me out of Orange Park, and they wanted to know if I could. And mind you, I was living in Jack's Beach at this time. I They called me up to see if I could come over to their apartment and cut the legs off their bed so that way they could fit it through the door because they were moving in. Well, needless to say, that was not a qualified lead for me, and so that was a waste of money on that one. Then I got another lead that they wanted me to come in and paint a bedroom, and that they were only looking to spend $50. Because they had someone else that had quoted them $50, and they weren't spending more. And I'm like, okay, you can have it. So, needless to say, 2 leads cost me $3,000. it even came to a point where, I started learning a little bit about web design and conversions. And I started asking Yodel to do certain things to, that whenever I had my website, the contact form was at the very bottom, but I had no opt-in form, no contact form at the top, no way really to, connect with me immediately. They had to scroll, look at a page, go to a contact page, whatever. And I asked them to move the contact form to at least the top, because I learned that, you had to have a way to connect with someone above the fold. They wanted to start charging me for all these little extra edits that I wanted to. And at that point in time, I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm going to learn how to do internet marketing myself. And that's what started this whole journey with digital marketing. I started learning how to do SEO. I got very good at SEO. I started generating my own leads, through getting my website ranked for keywords that would generate leads and phone calls. And then I was able to start closing deals. Well, if you know anything about SEO does not happen overnight. So I had to keep leads coming in to keep myself and my guys busy. So I signed up with a company at that time, was called Service Magic. Now you know them as HomeAdvisor. And I started. They started, generating leads for me. I was bringing in quite a bit of leads. However, there's a caveat with those leads. Those leads were being shared with another 3 to 4 other contractors. And so now, mind you, you're going out to bid on these jobs, and you have a couple of contractors that were there before you, and they're like, well, this guy's willing to do it for this much, or this guy's doing it, willing to do it for this much. So you find yourself in a bidding war, and it's not the best model to find yourself in when you're competing for price. And although I needed to keep the phones ringing, I had to stick with it for a while. Um, but the more and more I found myself competing with price, I was just not making any money. After paying everybody out and paying for materials, the profit margin was just not there, because I was competing for price. And I got just so frustrated that I just decided I had to really learn how to market my business properly, and how to attract the kind of leads that I wanted. Leads that I wasn't going to have to deal with, as far as trying to people that were shopping for price. Because at the end of the day, a business owner does not want customers that are shopping for price. They want to shop for value, for the fact that they're going to be getting what they're paying for. And so at this point in time is whenever I decided to get into MLM, multi-level marketing, because I was trying to bring in another stream of income. And that's actually where I learned how to position myself as an authority, and also how to use landing pages properly, and how to create messaging. Now, mind you, not everyone is able to do this, right? That not everyone has the time to do this, but I had so much downtime that I took all that time and invested in educating myself on how to market myself, and my personal brand, and also market my services. And whenever I started doing SEO and I started getting really good at it, I started ranking all my websites all for the keywords that I needed. I had other friends of mine that had their own businesses, and they were like, "Oh man, maybe you can help me out, and can you look at my website, see what's going on?" And so I would look at it, and I said, "Oh yeah, I can definitely help you out." And I started ranking some of my websites, some of my friends' websites, and then becoming an SEO consultant is whenever I started doing that on the side as a freelancer. And I did that for quite some time. And I still kept doing it for my painting company. Painting company ended up evolving into a remodeling company, just because I wanted to start attracting a little bit higher dollar projects. And so I started doing that. I did that all the way through till about 2017, 18. And I really started getting down the lead generation really good, being able to attract high quality clients, uh, was able to create a brand that positioned myself as a leading authority when it came to remodeling. And not only that, but also my projects were a true testament as to the quality of remodeling projects that I did. And so as time kept on going, I started to really get really good at digital marketing. And 2019 is whenever I pretty much 2019, 2020 is whenever I decided to just end the remodeling journey, because getting old, my hands just started getting shot. I couldn't even hold a brush in my hand more than an hour. And truth be told, it started getting to become much more of a challenge finding people that actually wanted to work. So that's when I decided to focus my attention in helping other home service business owners with their marketing. Now, what's changed since then? So digital marketing has been the same for several years with social media. It's all about branding. It's all about positioning yourself as a leading authority in your local area and someone that people can trust you. However, in the past, it's taken time to be able to generate content, to generate a website that positions you as an authority, and really build a brand that people can resonate with. So that way you can actually start attracting leads that basically you're not competing with. All right. Enter AI. AI now has entered the atmosphere of digital marketing, and it has completely changed the face of digital marketing. Why do I say that? Because now we're able to take AI and all the trillions of data points that in artificial intelligence, platforms like ChatGPT, Claude, Google Bard, all these are all built on trillions and trillions of data points that you can now tap into and create content that speaks to the audience that you're looking to attract for your business. Now, mind you, everyone thinks that they want to market to everybody. Well, that's not the case, because that's what I used to think. I used to think that my audience is everyone. I'm going to try to bring in everyone. I can talk to all the homeowners out there. Well, here's something that if you haven't figured out now, not all homeowners can afford your services. Not all homeowners care about quality. All they care is about price, and not all homeowners are going to commit to your projects right away. So you need to be able to differentiate the tire kickers, the price shoppers, and start attracting those that are serious about getting their job done and are not going to sit there and try to nickel and dime you, because they understand the value that you bring and they're willing to pay your price. And using and integrating AI in that has completely transformed that aspect for the small business owner. So now you can take AI and use it to create your client, your ideal customer, and take them through your customer journey in a much more optimized flow, being able to use AI chatbots for your website, and also being able to use AI on the back end to close them after have given them a quote for your prices. This is the key point that I wanted to really focus on, because this is the area that a lot of contractors, a lot of home service providers really miss, is the ability to talk to their audience at the level that is going to get their attention and be able to convert them. And then not only that, but also close them, right? Because a lot of the home service providers that I know are usually the ones that are out there in the field working. So how many times has your phone rang and you haven't been able to pick it up because you're working? Now imagine if you don't have to worry about that now, whenever you have an AI chatbot that is driven by SMS, and they can communicate with your prospect, the lead that was generated either through your social media, through your website, through SEO, pay per click, whatever. And they were a lead that was converted from a visitor to a lead. And now they're able to communicate back and forth through SMS using the phone as if they are talking to you. Now, this is what all business owners really need to be thinking about, is how they can use AI into optimizing from the minute that they know about you all the way through to converting them into a lead and closing them. So all of this, I bring this to your attention because this is where we are looking to connect with business owners like you and be able to help you with your lead generation campaigns, your brand strategy, your social media marketing, because all those all have to interconnect with each other to be able to create one unison voice across all platforms. So again, My name is Tony Aponte, and I encourage you to please reach out to me if you have any questions on how we can use AI to help you out. And I look forward to speaking with you, and you guys take care.